All right, welcome to the Brittany and Patrick Show,
Hi.
episode 2, officially.
Officially.
Yeah, this is exciting. I'm having fun.
Perfect.
How was your weekend? It's Tuesday. We didn't really talk about that.
Weekend was pretty good. Friday night is my big show night. I watch my stories.
Okay, because that's one of the segments. So let's do with that. So let's start. What you watching?
What you watching? Friday night is my Yellow Jackets night now.
Okay, so
Season 2 just started.
Okay, and I've heard this is amazing. Everyone loved the first season. It's on Showtime.
Showtime is crushing it with that show.
I need to watch it.
It's super nostalgic. It has great music, but it's also like very dark and gory and kind of witchy and culty. It's awesome.
That. I love Juliette Lewis.
Love Juliette Lewis.
She's great. She
is incredible. I always forget that she did that movie, The Other Sister, where she acted like she had Down syndrome.
Oh, yeah. That movie's a tough watch.
Who was the guy?
Giovanni Ribisi.
That's right. He loves his hyperfixation. Marching bands.
Yeah, that's...
What a wholesome hobby.
That movie, The Other Sister, is a tough watch.
Diane Keaton just decided to do that movie. Yeah. I thought she would be above it, but no. But I do love Juliette Lewis. I watch Yellow Jackets on Friday nights, and then I watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay, yeah.
Next week is the after, like, where the queens come together and do like the tell-all. They gab and...
Oh, that's like the Andy Cohen version of like the reunion show?
100. It's the reunion show.
Yeah.
And then the next week is Final Four going to...
Oh, that's awesome.
Going to the end.
Driving here today, did I see that there was like a RuPaul show at the Midland or coming to the Midland or something maybe?
I think Work the World is going to be coming to the Midland, and it's going to be sick. I got tickets to Anitra at Missy B's for, I believe it's May 25th.
Oh, cool.
I'm so excited. I got me and my boyfriend tickets. It's his first drag show.
He's never been to a drag show.
He's never been to a drag show besides like my show, which is comedy, drag, burlesque. It's his first like legit a Rue girl going to a drag show. I'm so excited for him. And I got us meet and greets.
Oh, hell yeah.
So we're going to get a picture with Anitra. I'm so excited. And who knows, she could be like, she's a projected winner for the end. I cannot wait. I'm really so excited.
That's awesome. She's going to be at Missy B's too.
I know. I'm glad that it's going to be a smaller venue.
Spot. Yeah.
Yeah. Some queens I've seen, like Alaska, she's a Rue girl. She performed at Record Bar recently. I saw Monet Exchange do her comedy show at the Improv. It was incredible.
That's awesome.
Janelle Banks opened up for her, and I thought for a second, like, oh my God, is Janelle Banks going to bury Monet Exchange? But Monet Exchange was also so funny. It was a wonderful show. But I'm so excited to take my boyfriend to his first comedy show. The other day, he said cunty.
Oh, that's great.
He said
that was
something
a proud moment.
was cunty, and I was so proud of him.
That's really great.
So my weekend's pretty good. How's yours?
Good. Yeah, good weekend. In terms of stuff to watch, like I had to watch the Adam Sandler Murder Mystery 2.
I watched half of it in the nail salon the other day.
That's the best way to watch that movie, I think. That's what it was made for. Yeah, on mute to be like watched at a nail salon or like at an airport. I liked it better than the first one, if that says anything. I don't know. Was it more grand with their production value, or was it? No, because even the first one had pretty grand production value. They were in like Italy or somewhere. Like they were. It was like Adam Sandler doesn't film movies in like shitty places. Like he's always like on vacation.
Since 50 First Dates, he's like, I refuse to do anything less. His bone thrown for us was Hubie Halloween, but still, you're in a charming little town.
That has some other sister vibes. Hubie Halloween. It's a tough watch.
It surely does.
Yeah, it does.
He reminds me of the guy from Scream.
Oh, yeah. Which guy in Scream?
Don't they call him Duty in Scary Movie or something like that? Yeah. The worst nickname. Yeah.
David Arquette. That guy.
I have the weirdest crush on him.
Do you really?
Yes. Never Been Kissed is one of my favorite movies ever, and I loved him.
I forgot he was in that movie.
He's her brother in that movie, and I loved him as a younger girl, and now I watch that movie back, and I still love it because it is a classic romantic comedy, but his infatuation with a 16-year-old girl, I'm like, that didn't age well.
Yeah, that's not so great.
Icky.
Yeah.
But it's a movie. It's not real. It's just make-believe.
He was really great in, was it Scream 5? Not the newest one, the last one, but yeah, I mean, spoilers, he died.
No.
Yeah.
Did they give him like a proper burial, like where they like shot the guns like a Marine?
It was a nice send-off.
They played taps.
It was a really good send-off.
All right, good.
I had to watch that, and then I had to see the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
How did it go?
Okay, so like, have you ever played D&D?
No, but I have so many friends who are in gatherings. Is that what they call?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm not a D&D person either.
Teams?
Maybe campaigns. I don't know.
Campaigns.
There are campaigns.
I know that campaigns is part of it.
That's a thing.
But I'm familiar with like the general outline, and it sounds really fun. I just don't have the time or brain stamina to commit to that.
Okay, yeah. I'm typically not a big fan of things like first of all, I'm not a big Pete Holmes fan, but I do like this one joke he said where it's like I'm not into things that have realms. And that's kind of how I feel, like dragons and mystical things, not really my thing. Mm-hmm. But the movie was fun. Like it was kind of what I imagine like playing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign with your friends would be. It's very silly. The guys who wrote and directed it made Game Night, which is a very funny movie.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
I haven't, but it gives me big Guardians of the Galaxy energy.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, where it's like it's very silly, like kind of self-aware. Yeah, so it's not like...
I love anything that is self-aware.
Yeah.
We need more of that
yeah.
in this world. Things that take themselves too seriously, I just can't do it.
Because it is like, hey, there's dragons and magic. Like, this is kind of silly. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's fun. It is too long. It's like 2.5 hours, which is too long for that kind of movie.
I'm shocked. I thought that they would go 4 for sure.
But Chris Pine is just like charming as hell, and he can kind of carry anything he's in.
No kidding.
He's my favorite Chris of all the Chris's.
Yeah, which ones are there? Chris Pine, Chris
Evans,
Pratt, Chris
Pratt,
Evans, and then
Chris Hemsworth.
He's my favorite as well.
Okay, yeah.
Fuck, marry, kill, give a swirly. Go. That was a lot. It's like a math problem. There's too many Chris's. I get them confused.
There are a lot of Chris's, yeah. Chris Pratt, probably universally, I think, the most disliked.
Chris who?
Chris Pratt.
I don't know. A lot of Midwestern women love him, and it is weird to me. It's like when people still like Chris Brown or think that he's like a good...
Chris Brown. Yeah, that is tougher. Yeah.
That's another Chris.
Chris Brown. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. He's not in the Chris conversation.
Kris Jenner.
Whoa, let me change my mind. Kris Jenner, number 1. Okay, well then let's do... Okay, I wanted to talk about this because people know this. You do stand-up comedy.
From time to time.
And you have a show here. You should plug your show.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
My show, Body Language, it is at Barrel of the Bottoms every 3rd Saturday of the month. We feature local and touring burlesque, drag performers, and then our comedians. Every time they get a big laugh, my boyfriend will play their hype song, and they'll take off an article of clothing.
Oh, that's fun.
And it's very, very silly and very fun and very high energy. And there's only like 35 tickets a show. So it is kind of like a secret club, a secret naked, silly club that you get to be a part of. If you choose to come.
Yeah. And it usually always sells out too, right?
Always.
Yeah.
We've only ever had sold out shows, which is a bananas thing to think about.
Yeah, especially when you put on like live shows. So, it's tough. And getting people out to a comedy show, especially a local one, it's no easy task. I know that.
Yeah. In those months of like right after the holidays and right before tax returns.
I need to file my taxes.
Whatever.
Do you do it yourself?
Yeah, for the most part.
I do too. And I feel like I'm losing money probably doing it that way. I don't make a lot of money though either, so
it's not my problem. If they really wanted that money, they'd let me know how much I owed them, and then I'd send them that money. But whatever. I try my best. I'm just a little baby filing my own taxes. I don't know.
What do I know?
What do I know?
Okay, well then let's do this. Let's talk about the worst stand-up shows, because this is kind of like anything else, like poker hands or anything. Like you don't remember the good ones. You've had all kinds of good comedy shows, but I feel like you'd probably remember those less. It's usually like the bad ones that stick out, or the weird ones.
Definitely weird ones, but I can always seem to find some sort of good in it. I don't really have like a lot. Like I have bad sets, and honestly my trauma brain just blocks them out, so I kind of only remember the fun ones.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Like the weird fun ones.
Yeah, because I did stand up from when I was 19 to 25. And yeah, I did it here in Kansas City. And yeah, I mean, I started at Stanford and Sons, which like, you know, I have all kinds of stories about the Glazers and
I have one.
Them not paying me and all that. What is your Glazer story? What's your one story?
I came back to Kansas City. I wasn't living here. I was still doing comedy in Madison, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
And I knew Scott Schaefer. I still know Scott Schaefer. But
Shout out Scott Schaefer.
Shout out. He invited me to be on a show with him and John. And it was like at the downtown location whenever it was there a little while back.
Oh, yeah. That was the last one.
That was the last one.
Where there were like shootings.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one of the Glazers was eating leftover food out of a Tupperware at the bar before the show started.
Strange.
And it stunk really bad. And it just made the entire environment smell like his leftovers. You know, like when you ride the bus sometimes and like somebody's just noshing on leftover Thai food. It was a similar situation. He also had a large Quick Trip styrofoam cup, and there was a mistake with a drink being rung in, and he just took it and poured it right into his Quick Trip cup and carried on with his time.
That's great.
And then there's two of them, right?
There were, yeah.
There were.
Craig and Jeff.
Then the other one who was like emceeing the show, introduced me. My parents were at this show, by the way. He introduced me as Amy Schumer, like Amy Schumer, but with a fatter ass.
Oh, no.
So that was my experience.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And that could count as a bad show.
Oh, yeah. That definitely counts. Craig would do that when he would usually, he didn't MC the shows, but he would go up and talk for like 10 or 15 minutes before the show started.
He did do that.
And then bring the MC out. But man, yeah, he'd talk about the Chiefs, whatever. He'd make up people's credits. He would say like he dated Nikki Glazer. Like, you know, he would just make stuff up. Because he's a liar.
When I get old, I will be doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
The havoc will know no bounds when I get over the age of 60. Believe you me.
Yeah, I'll tell one quick story about Stanford's then. I was leaving the Legends when they had the club out there, and their open mic was on Tuesday nights. I was leaving, and I'd had probably 6 or 7 drinks. A cash night out. Very casual Tuesday night out. And then we also we're smoking weed outside. And then naturally I was driving home. Very smart. So I get in my car and I'm getting ready to leave. And a Legend security guard is right in front of me. And for some reason she throws her car in reverse and backs directly into my car. And like my hood pops up and it's dented. And I'm like, oh no. And she gets out of the car and she's like, don't worry. I called the police. They're on their way. And I'm like drunk and high, and I'm like, this is not good. So I just leave. So I get home, and then I try to deal with it the next day. I call the Legends to like try to complain and everything. They're like, you need to talk to the police. I'm like, okay, fine. So I have to go to whatever the police department is at the Legends. It's way out in western Kansas. It was in like an abandoned mall that I had to go to. And I had to like walk into this mall and it's just the police office that's there. And I had to wait. There was one other person there. And then I finally get to talk to the cop and I tell him the story of what happened. And he's like, well, it sounds like you committed a hit and run. And I'm like, well, you have a good day, officer. I'll see you later. And I just left. So then I had to deal with my dented hood. But yeah, that's my Legend Stanford story.
How did she like Uno reverse the hit and run on you? That is what I want to know.
I did technically leave the scene of a crime.
But you didn't initiate it. Yeah. This is unjust.
And it's like, I could have fought it in court had I not been very drunk and high. So that's on me.
Well, can't relate. Sober babes can't relate. Not that I'm better than you or anything. But yeah, that's what happens whenever you get too good at drinking.
Yeah, well, that's
they
why
make you stop.
Yeah, and that's why we don't drink anymore. Neither one of us.
You don't drink anymore either?
Mm-mm. It's been like 2.5 years.
I did not know that.
Oh, really?
My heart.
Yeah, no.
That's incredible.
So yeah, still smoke weed. So like not a sober person.
No,
but
I'm
like,
technically California sober. Yeah, yes.
Alcohol free.
And then I guess. A Molly.
Some things here and there.
Go to a Royals game.
Yeah, some mushrooms here and there. Yes. Why not?
I love going to comedy shows on Molly.
Oh, yeah.
It's so silly.
That's great. I love that. That's a good note to end on then. So this is episode 2. Thank you guys for listening, for watching. Follow the show at Brittany and Patrick Show on Instagram and TikTok. And
we're on all of them.
Yeah. And Brittany, what are your handles? Where can people find you?
Instagram and TikTok, BT from KC. I don't really fuck with Twitter.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm at Patrick Moore KC on Instagram. That's right. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks,
see
guys.
ya.
Bye.